Welcome back to Rise and Shine. I hope you enjoyed the visit by the people from Parks and Rec. My goodness, they do a good job. It's such a complete, it's such an array. You know, it's kind of like, on the other hand, we have the YMCA. That has grown so much, you know, to 3 locations and so many different things to do. And Parks and Rec is doing the same thing, and it's great. It's good to be from here. It's good to live here because you get this opportunity. Now we've got another big opportunity. I can segue into that, I think. Another big opportunity because it's called voting. It's called, you're going to have to make a choice. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, turn the TV on any day, any time, and you're going to see a row of people that are smiling like they care about the people next to them until they all start to talk. And then you find out who thinks they are better than the people next to them. These are called candidates for whatever. And you can't help but notice, and you can't help but get involved. And I will ask these folks to introduce themselves, but their leader is here, one of their leaders, and your vote is your voice.
Yes.
Sir, that says it all.
That's exactly right.
All right. Would you introduce yourself and then introduce these youngsters?
Sure.
Youngsters.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You don't mind. Everybody is a youngster to me. He's a youngster to me. So, but go ahead, sir.
Well, first, we first want to say thanks for allowing us to be here today. My name is Eddie C. I am Director of Virginians for Equality and Sensible Laws, and I'm also a part of the Franklin County Democratic Executive Committee. On my left and right here are 2 Ferrum students, Andrew Todd and Trinity Welch. And we are so appreciative of the opportunity to talk about voting today in a nonpartisan way.
That's a good addition.
Yes.
But if you really want to know, I can tell you who to vote for, too. I'm only teasing. But how much, Trinity or Eddie, welcome, thank you. What an opportunity.
Thank you.
Is this something, I've got 2 questions. One, is this something that you have always been interested in?
Well,
voting.
I was a senior in high school, and I quickly realized not everyone votes. And I quickly realized what your vote really is your voice. And a lot of young people, they don't know the issues. They don't know the process. They don't know, as you said, what candidates can decide their future. And some candidates don't necessarily have the same views as other candidates. And I realized what voting is really important. And I wanted to get other people involved in the political process regardless of their political party. And so I know a lot of people have died for the right to vote, and we have a long history with that, so let's get people out there voting.
Where are you from?
I'm from Harrisonburg, Virginia, originally, up there. If y'all are familiar with James Madison University, that sort of thing.
Had a couple of kids graduate from up there, too?
Yeah, it's a nice area.
Yeah, sure is, sure is. That was a long time ago, but yeah. Welcome, and thank you for your involvement.
Thank you, sir.
That's pretty neat, that it's a big help. Trinity, why are you doing this, and tell us a little bit about you, if you will.
Well, I'm a native North Carolinian, so I've actually, the driver's license laws in North Carolina, as soon as you receive your license when you're 16 years old, you're automatically registered to vote. So you're ready to go by the time you're 18, and I thought that was a great idea. And I came to Virginia and realized the same thing isn't going on here. And then I started my political science degree and realized that there were plenty of students that were in my program with me who weren't as interested in voting as I was, and who seemed to be okay with letting other people make decisions for them. And I'm not. So I'm working very hard with Andrew and with our No Labels organization on campus to register other students to vote so that we can start making our own decisions for the future.
Mr. Todd,
Yes, sir.
how do you find this? Did you find that the same thing, that there were many people that weren't?
There are a lot of young people who
that
feel
weren't voting, weren't registered, were able to if they wanted to.
there are a lot of young people who feel disconnected from the political process and aren't voting and aren't aware of how to vote. I mean, I'm 20 years old. I realize if you're 18, 45, or even 80, the voting process can be very confusing. The registration process, as Trinity said, can be very difficult here in Virginia. So what we want to do here with No Labels is try to get as much help and assistance as we can to show people how they can vote and to inform them when they can vote and to kind of urge them, give a little push to vote, because we realize the importance of it. And not everyone does. And we're here today to tell you guys what getting more people to vote helps us all, because we're a community and it makes sure everyone has a voice in the community.
I think this is terrific. I'm listening to these two people. I'm glad I've registered, and I will vote. I'm going to get them mad at me. That's neat. What's your take on it?
Well, I'm sitting here listening to
Excuse
these
me.
two students here, and we've been doing this for several months now in various ways. And, it started with last year with the movie Selma. And I think people have forgotten how hard many of us fought for that right to vote and how important it is to vote. Now, in building a community, we need to respect everyone's voice. And, even though I work with the local Democratic Party, this is all about getting people out to vote and using their voice in whatever they see that voice is. We believe fully that it is a right that needs to be respected, and a right that also involves a responsibility to know who you're voting for. Mm-hmm. And we feel that we have an opportunity. For almost 38% of the people in this county who are eligible to register to vote are not registered. Now, what does that do to our voice in this county? It not only affects this county, but it affects the state, it affects the nation when people don't vote. And so our relationship here with Ferrum College and No Labels is one that we see as important to this community. We've got students here from Virginia and one from North Carolina who have a different outlook on the voting process. Is it difficult to vote in the state? Is it difficult to register? I don't think so. I think it's easy to register to vote. But many of us don't see it as a real important thing to do.
Or that it may be something to do and may be important, but I have more important things on my agenda. Mm-hmm. And it's important to me, therefore, I'm going to, I appreciate your words. It's difficult to get that across. I don't know how it starts. Mm-hmm. What do you do at Ferrum? What do you do by each day to bring this to people's attention?
Well, Andrew and myself both work with a brand new club that was brought to Ferrum campus last semester. It's called No Labels, and it's a college chapter of a DC localized organization. It's in the process of growing into a think tank. But daily, especially working with Eddie on the Get Out the Vote movement, we have flyers all over campus. I'm pretty sure there's not even a bathroom stall that's safe from those right now. And we're doing our best to make sure that students understand about the event that's upcoming on Thursday, that we're not pushing for any partisanship. We'd have
the event that's
on Thursday. So Thursday evening at the Franklin Center, we're having a voter registration drive. It's welcome for anyone, Franklin County residents and Ferrum College students, high school students who are eligible to vote. Anybody over the age of 17 is welcome. And under, if you just want to come and learn.
all right. Now that's what I'm looking at here.
Yes, sir.
All right, so bottom line, Free dinner,
Yes.
Come on out.
We'll see you there, right?
great entertainment.
Yes.
Anybody I know?
Most likely.
Most likely.
It's a surprise.
No.
And also a new movie will be introduced
Yeah.
on
New
Get
movie.
Out the Vote, yes.
Yes.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Now, you need to be registered before March 1st primaries.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
All right, now, can the registration process take place that evening?
Yes.
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 That is a qualified place to do it.
Yes, we
Yes.
are trained and certified by the state, by the Commonwealth of Virginia to register voters.
And this will take place at the Franklin Center.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It will.
Dick, can I say something?
Sure, please.
I think we really want to build a community here.
Mhm.
And now, this is a rally that's appears to be limited to people that want to register to vote, but that's not necessarily all this rally is about. It's about building a community where we can come together and talk about issues. Whether we're a Democrat or Republican or a Libertarian or whatever our party affiliation is, we need to talk. We need to communicate. So this dinner is advertised as a rally to get people to register to vote, but it's more than that. It's an opportunity to come together. So everybody in this community should come and have dinner.
All right, now, this sponsored by,
Hmm.
that's the longest sponsorship label. It says sponsored by no labels, colon, Ferrum College Chapter and Franklin County Democrats and Virginians for Equality and Sensible Laws. What is all that?
3 different organizations.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so a little bit of punctuation.
Yes, yes.
All right, I'm with you. And is this bipartisan? Is this got people involved from every party?
Yes.
Yes.
In fact,
It
we've
does.
invited everyone to participate, whether at the Republican Party level, whether at the Libertarian Party level. The No Labels group from Ferrum College is in reality very much nonpartisan. Of course, we at the Franklin County Democratic Party, there may be some connection there to a political party, but however, it is my feeling that we need to respect each other and we need to come together and talk. Now, yes, there is a sponsorship by the Franklin County Democratic Party here, but that doesn't mean that we're going to talk Democratic labels tomorrow night.
You've already used that word 9 times.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
No,
But-
which I don't mind. I don't mind. I think, though, the important thing is to get people. How many of your friends are registered? How many? Which means they can play a role, and they probably don't consider it a role. They probably say, "Ah, what's one vote? You know, who cares?" But you're more at your young age, you're more interested in making sure everyone understands this is a right, this is a privilege, this is something that you need to do and to do for the rest of your life. And all you got to do is register once, you know,
Yeah. That's
right.
and you're covered.
Yes, sir.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
So that's now, you know, it's kind of like I've always believed that when you have a general rally, that politics should never come into it. But then when you step off that land to the next street, Katie, bar the door.
Sure.
You know, then I'm going to tell you why you should vote the way I think.
Exactly.
And that person
Right.
will tell you
Right.
why, and you try to convince people who's the better person to vote for, and then hope that they follow and vote. But I think the important thing is to understand the process and to be put in a position. I don't think well, not sure how the best way to say it, but I know there's a lot of people that just hear I should come down to vote. They don't really understand the process to get to be able to vote.
Right.
You know, that's an interesting statement, Dick, because, you know, it's really easy to register to vote in this state. You can go online, register online, you can go to the local registrar's office, you can attend a rally like this. So many opportunities. You can go to the DMV and register at the same time that you're doing a traffic issue, or whether it's getting your license or whether it's renewing your registration. You can also do it there. It's very easy to register in this state. You know, many times we talk about all these restrictions, and there are really no restrictions except the photo ID that people need to register to vote. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm a Democrat saying that because I believe that, you know, we need to know who people are. There needs to be some proof that you are who you are.
All right, so when you come to register, which you can at this rally?
Yes.
What must you bring?
To register, you don't have to bring anything. When you vote first, and that's what we want you to do, you need to have a voter ID, which can be your driver's license, it can be your work ID with a picture on it. There's a list of about 20 different IDs that you can have.
But for this rally, you just need to come in and say, this is me,
Yes.
and I want to vote, and you will put them on the list and they'll be registered.
Yes.
Right.
Then when you come to vote, you have to prove that that name is really you.
Yes.
That's when you have to have
Yes.
from a smaller group of things that are acceptable, a good ID. It's a right, and I always think that it's misunderstood because that term is not used. And I'm a veteran, and I did a lot of things that I always felt like I was doing them for the good of this country. And when I was younger, considerably younger, I used to get very annoyed when somebody would tell me who needs it. You know, they're going to vote for whoever they want anyway. And that's not true.
That's right.
You need to exercise. It is, I guess, the teaching of somebody that it is a right, that it is important, and that's probably. And I'm so pleased. I think both of you guys understand that. You know, and regardless of party, I think it's just neat to know that so many people have gone before us to put us in a position to be able to live in a democracy and to be able to do what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at all those people in the past that we know, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Lyndon Johnson, all of those people in the past couple hundred years, even the founders of the writers of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, you know, that right has been very out there. Now it's been restricted in many ways. It's developed, it's grown, it's you know, to what we have today, and it's not only a right, but I think it's a responsibility.
Oh, I think I would agree with that. So what we're doing here now, folks, is we're saying, well, I'm not going to say it. You say it. We'll start with you. We'll move over to you. So whatever you don't say, you say. And let's try to get it all done. And then you, if you would, Eddie, just summarize.
Sure.
And this is important. I don't think if you aren't registered, if you haven't voted, and you're very young, you are, you can't, maybe it's a little bit difficult to make the connection. So what? You know?
Right.
It got along fine before me, and it's going to get along fine after me. But my thought on that, in talking to my children and grandchildren and the crowd, is that no, if everybody thought like that, we'd be in a sorry state as a world.
Yes.
And I say as a world advisedly, because I think my world is this world, not across the sea.
Right.
So, all right, so we've got this voter registration rally. Okay. Sell me on coming in to register and tell me why.
Well, you said you're already registered, so I think we can be friends. But for anyone who's not, this is your opportunity, especially if you happen to be like me and Andrew at the tail end of the millennial generation, as it were. We're facing quite the hardship. We're facing a country that is choosing more often than not to ignore us because we are a much younger generation than what we find in our Congress today. This is your opportunity to say that you care about your future and you care about the direction of our country and honestly the direction of your world. We are so intrinsically involved in everything that happens. So this is your opportunity to make friends as well. We're going to have a few candidates there. I've received word from Brian Hamilton, the director of the Republican Committee, that we do have some interest from Republican candidates to come and just mingle with people while we eat dinner and talk about the issues at hand, respectfully, of course.
What else?
So
What is the tail end? What were you saying?
the tail end of the millennial generation.
That's not a generation that I know. What is that
millennials.
goes outside whatever my question was, but what is that?
Right, that is just our age group. Anyone from
Don't you
Currently-
think you'd rather say our age group?
Our
The
generation.
tail end of, I wouldn't want to be a tail end of anything.
well,
I'm
some people would see it
teasing
as a
you,
good
but
thing.
Your explanation is neat. Thank you. That's
Thank you.
good. And I'm pleased because to be able to do what you just did, you had to understand it.
Absolutely.
And it's important. Yeah, I'm going to you next. What's your take on this? What should you, as a young, I don't mean youngster, as a young man, what is your offer?
Well, first off, sir, I would like to say thank you for your service as a veteran. I think what that shows what you know, what a lot of other people, as you say, have done a lot to make it so all of us have this right to live in America freely and have the right to vote. And I'm 20. I'm a young person, but I'm looking at generations before me would have done a lot for us to even be here. And I want our generation to continue on that progress. And part of continuing on that progress is making sure where everyone has a voice. And oftentimes we're out here, we're talking to people, and you ask them, who are you voting for? And they don't know. They don't know how to vote. A lot of them have opinions, and they have things they're really passionate about, but they don't know how to vote. They don't know the process. And tomorrow and Thursday night, that's what we're here for. We want to help people be able to vote and be able to make sure their voice is heard. And so come out tomorrow at the Franklin Center, and come out because not only if you are already registered, you can help out and share a sense of community with others and have a free meal. I mean, heck, we're college students. I mean, just the free meal itself will come out, right? But it'll be a great time. And if you come out from 5 to 7:30 p.m., you can enjoy in the process and make sure you're registered to vote. And like we all said, voting is the first step. Voting is the first step. And you say it as a right, I would challenge it and say it's almost a duty. We almost have a duty to take it upon ourselves to vote. And we see people all the time and they complain about our world, about certain things, about price of gas, that sort of thing. Well, you can't complain if you don't vote. And so let's make sure we get out. And it's also important to note, February 8th is the deadline in Virginia to be registered to vote. So the deadline's coming up. So don't wait now and wish what you would have registered, and come out tomorrow night at the Franklin Center and get registered to vote.
Excellent. I understand why you brought these
Yes.
two wonderful people with you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
growing
you.
up, you're learning, and it's terrific. Would you allow me to say you're growing up? You're there.
I don't think we would
trying.
deny.
But it's neat. The understanding that you have is impressive, and I think this is without getting into who to vote for.
Yeah.
That will come.
Yes.
Absolutely, it will.
You know, people are more interested in you understanding the process and agreeing to be part of it. You know, it's the story that you hear oftentimes about people that went to foreign places, people that died, people that did things to keep this being a right. And there's no chance that it's going to go away. I firmly believe that. But it took a lot to get us to that level. So now you want to take advantage of it. Be prepared simply so that you can vote.
Exactly.
Everybody's got an opinion.
Yes.
Yes.
There's mine and there's theirs,
Yeah.
right? You know, so- but in any event, it's very important. All right, this is neat. Would you reintroduce yourself
Okay.
so that everybody knows who you are for sure?
Okay.
I appreciate your involvement and I appreciate what you're doing, especially with the younger people. And then let's give them. You want to get? I'll give you the opening. You want to get a free dinner? You want to see some wonderful entertainment?
Yes.
Have you ever thought you might like to vote?
Yes.
Can you bring a friend?
Yes.
All of those are in the affirmative.
Yes.
Your turn.
Well, first of all, I'll reintroduce myself. Again, my name is Eddie C. And I'm not even going to say who the organizations I work with are, because on the right and the left of me are two people that are very articulate. And I just want to bring to the forefront here that I believe in everything they've said. I am a politician, but I'm also a believer in the responsibilities and rights of people to express their opinions in whatever ways are available to them. And voting is the most important thing they can do to express those opinions and beliefs. I want to bring your attention to this poster here.
It's lovely.
Yes.
It says, "Bring your ideas to life," and I'm looking at something here that I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the ability to get that poster on
Okay.
on the in a picture. That would be good. Maybe that will. Now that is a poster that deals with being eligible to vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it helps us look at the kind of the recent history as far as voting rights are concerned, and the struggles that were incurred, and all the things that went on to help us maintain this right and responsibility. Remember all those people from the day this country was born that believed in that right and in that responsibility. We forget too many times that people died. Veterans died,
Yep.
or military personnel died. Citizens died for this right. And we can't forget that. We have to remember it. It's very important. Not only at this rally on Thursday night will the services of voter registration be available, but rights restoration will be available to those felons out there that deserve to get their rights back. And we'll also offer opportunities to fill out their absentee ballot, so that if they can't vote in the March 1st primary because they're not here, they have the opportunity to get that ballot into the registrar's office at the appropriate time. Something else I want to bring out here too, the Saturday before the March 1st primary, if you need to you're not going to be here on a Tuesday, then by all means go into the registrar's office from 9 to 5 on that Saturday before the March 1st primary in the state and ask to vote.
Yeah.
You can do that, even if you can't be here on Tuesday, March 1st. Looking forward a little bit, your voice, your vote, your voice, that movement will continue so that we reach as many of those 38% as that we can. We've passed out, and in fact, 3 years ago, I met you at Walmart, out in front there registering voters. And I don't know if you remember that, but I do. because
I said there was this crazy Democrat. That
yeah, and I didn't advertise myself as a Democrat, but
I know. I'm just
we
teasing.
believe, I respect your what you're doing here so much, because you're letting people in this community know how important it is for them to vote, whether they vote Democrat, Republican, or Libertarian, or Green, or whatever. It's great, and so I challenge everybody out there that's listening to bring a friend, to come and be a part of the community tomorrow night. You can drop in anytime between 5 and 7:30, have dinner, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the movie on Get Out the Vote in Franklin County. We're looking forward to it. We've passed out hundreds, almost 1,000 invitations in front of Kroger and Rocky Mount.
A lot of phone calls, a lot of
phone
Oh,
calls.
yes.
These students, myself, the rest of the committee that's helping to sponsor this have worked hard to make this a success. But only those people out there listening can really make this happen. So I challenge you.
Yeah, it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge. I thank you for taking the time to come down. It's nice to, yes, I do remember, and it's nice to see you. And it's one of the areas that in this country, in this world, you will always find an area that you don't agree with.
Yes.
But you will always find the person that you don't agree with is a good person. Now that's bold to say always.
Yeah.
I really believe that because we're Americans, and that's first and foremost. It's like, who do you root for, the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Yep.
Right.
You know, I don't hate Yankee fans. I just think that they're a little bit retarded. You know, that's all right. But that's the way, and it's more serious than that. But yet it has the same effect. So this is a registration rally. This is to get people registered. But I guess you're saying if you haven't registered, please come and register so that you can vote.
Yes.
You know, not to vote in a different or particular way, but just to be eligible to vote. And if you are registered, you're still invited.
Yes.
Okay.
We want you there. We want
Absolutely.
you part of the conversation.
Thursday, February the 4th, 5 to 7:30.
Come out.
Gosh, tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Yes.
at the Franklin Center. And it says free dinner,
Yes.
great entertainment.
Yes.
And
Andrew's
You
going to
need-
sing.
We'll
is
see how that
is
goes.
that going to win votes or lose them?
I'm not sure.
Okay. But this is a neat thing, and I congratulate the children.
Thank you.
If I everybody's a child of me,
Right.
Yes, sir.
but I had to work hard to get to be able to do that. But I'm very old. I can't give you a better answer. And my grandchildren say, yeah, and senile too, you know. But they love me and I love them. But we all work together. And this is a big part of working together.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Yes.
process
Absolutely.
of voting. So simple, yet so important.
Well, we talk about all the things that are going on in Congress and at the state level right now and how we're not cooperating and getting along. This is one step that will help us do that.
Yeah.
And so
Definitely.
it's an awesome opportunity.
Oh my goodness. Voter registration rally. Tomorrow, Thursday, February the 4th, 5 to 7:30 in the evening at the Franklin Center, which is right off Claiborne Avenue. Free dinner, you heard it, free dinner is provided. Great entertainment for your listening. And in order to vote on the 1st, when the primary, well, no, you wouldn't vote there, but before the March 1st primaries,
Yes. By
you
February
have
8th.
to be voted.
Yes.
You have to be registered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
February 8th is the deadline, so that's
Yep.
when you have to be registered
Yep.
by.
Yes. And if you know, for example,
Okay.
Yeah.
That is the date, February 8th. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
if you know a high school student, for example, that will be 18 before the November election, they are able to vote in this primary,
Okay.
even though they're not 18 at the time of the
Would they
primary.
register though also?
Yes,
Even
they
though
would
they're not of
register.
age? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And we've had contact with the high school here, and we've worked with the government classes there and then a couple other classes there to advertise this. If you have a high school student or grandchild or whatever that's not registered to vote and will be 18 by November, have them come out.
All right, let's conclude and say, I'm going to ask both of you to look at the camera when we get going here, and just before I close, and I'm going to make a statement, and then you agree or disagree. Okay?
Oh no.
This is not intended, what I say and what they say, to tell you who to vote for. It's to tell you why you need to vote, yes, and it's intended to make it to you how important it is. It's a right and a privilege, but you have to sign up to be able to do it. Then you get down to brass tacks with yourself and your family and so forth, and you decide who and what. But this is a very important step that you have to have accomplished. All right, now, ladies before gentlemen, would you look at the camera and give somebody your opinion of why you should vote, and if you're not registered, what to do?
Okay. Well, if you're not registered, come out Thursday evening from 5 to 7:30. We'll be more than happy to help you. We also want to advertise, particularly for anyone who is registered in a different state. We are doing absentee voting for any state in the country. So if you're from Hawaii, feel free to come get some food and we'll get you fixed up. It's very important to make sure that you are registered to vote and to come out and exercise your right and fulfill that responsibility. This is exactly how you ensure that your voice is heard. Most of us feel like we're silenced half the time and like no one's actually listening to what it is that we have to say about our own political climate. So this is how you fix that. This is how you say, this is what I think we as a nation need to be doing. And this is also, like Eddie said, this is how you become involved in your own community. This is how we build a more politicized and a much closer community as well. So we're very excited about Thursday, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you there.
That was terrific. That's good. That's exactly right. Sir, your comments, please.
Well, we recognize we're all working together really hard to make sure that this project goes successfully. And even though we're working together, we have many different opinions. We all don't agree. Me, Eddie, and Trinity, we don't always agree with what the right direction is to take in this country. And we recognize what out there here in Franklin County, there's a variety of opinions and differences and different approaches to take to move this country in the way we should. But at the same value, everyone has an opinion, and regardless there's many opinions out there. We all have a voice, and the only way to make sure our voices are heard and make sure what everyone's passions are fulfilled is by coming out and voting. And it's important to remind folks out there February 8th is the deadline to be able to vote in this primary. So come out tomorrow night at the Franklin Center and get yourself registered so you can make sure your voice is heard this election season. And you'll realize once more people start voting, maybe we will actually have more money in our pocketbooks. Maybe we'll be forced to have government listen to what we care about and what our passions really are in this community in Franklin County and this state of Virginia and this great country we live in America. We want to make sure America stays the great country what we are. We're the greatest country in the world, and the only way to ensure what we stay great is by coming out and registering to vote and voting and making sure we all have a voice in this great country. So come on out tomorrow night at the Franklin Center and let's have a good time.
Thank you both. Wow.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Terrific.
Thanks for having us. It's been great.
That's easy. Eddie,
Yes.
you want to close it?
Well, I think,
I'm just impressed.
yes.
Forget you.
Yeah.
These,
Exactly.
forget me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
This
Yeah.
this is it. And can I ask you, are you registered?
Yes, sir.
Are you registered?
Yes, sir.
And I was loaded. I knew that. But and once you do it, you do it. That's it.
That's it.
And so this is very important. And give you the last word, sir.
Well, first I want to say to these two students and to all the students at Ferrum that we work with, these are awesome students. We are so honored to have Ferrum College in this community. And so I want to start there and recognize what these students do on a daily basis. But I also want to tell you that you can be these students. You can be just like them. They're excited about the opportunity to effect change. Now, is it affecting change in my beliefs and your beliefs? Not necessarily. All of us have that voice. And tomorrow night, I want to see you and the audience that's listening, all of us, take it upon ourselves to bring somebody that's not registered to vote, that's elderly and needs an absentee application to vote, that's disabled, that also needs their rights restored. And so I challenge you tomorrow night to do that from 5 to 7:30 at the Franklin Center, just behind the library in Rocky Mount. It's a beautiful facility, and we're blessed to have that also. So I want to see you there tomorrow night.
All right.
Thanks, Duke.
Sure, my pleasure. This is a nonpartisan, total important thing as a right, and the requirement is simply being a citizen of this United States. Thank you very much, and that takes place tomorrow night, February the 4th, 5 to 7:30 at the Franklin Center. So if you have any questions about it, just take a run by and get yourself armed so that you can vote.
Yes.
It's been great this morning. Parks and Rec have been down here. That's an organization that never sleeps, never stops. My goodness, the amazing amount of work that they do. And it's always good to have them in. And there's an opportunity. You got so many things to do. When I was a kid, I can remember saying, I ain't got nothing to do. Well, that's not a problem in Franklin County. And then the concept, and I know that probably there's a lot of people tired of hearing about it, voting and who's doing this and who's doing, I mean, it's taken over the TV and radio and everywhere. But it'll go away. And you just want to have done what you find is your right and your ability to be heard. Even though you're the only one hearing it, you'll smile when you walk out and say, I did that. So register to vote if you have not, and you'll have the right chance pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's going to happen. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Pretty neat.
Yes.
It's been fun.
Now you got to go back to school.
Yeah.
Right.
All three of you.
And I have to go to the office.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed it. Very informative and good information about what's going on in Parks and Rec, and good information on what's going on. As I know you're hearing about it every time you turn the radio and you turn TV, it's on. And yeah, it aggravates me too. Bottom line, it's important. You know, you got to kind of smile and say, yeah, I know that. So go on out and make sure. And this is a good opportunity for you tomorrow evening if you need to register. Okay? That's it for today. Am I correct? There's nobody else out there that, yep, that's it for today. I've done all the damage I can. And it's a great pleasure to be with you, and it's good. And we're coming to you live, too, which is kind of neat. That I always enjoy. So somebody told me a couple of days ago, yeah, so when you make a mistake, you can't fix it. And I said, yeah. But if you never make a mistake, you don't have to worry. Never mind. It's good to be here. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for being part of this. I'll be back Friday morning. And maybe if you think of it, sir, Eddie, let me know how successful it was.
I will.
Not from a partisan standpoint, but somebody give me a holler. Say, hey, we did this, and guess what? We had a big crowd, and it was good. You know, yeah.
And we also extend the invitation to you.
Yeah, see us,
to drop by and see us tomorrow night. It'd be awesome to have your presence there. I really.
Yeah, that's my phone number on there, so I can give you this.
I really
forgot
appreciate
that
what you do in this community.
Oh, I have a good time. I have a good time. I've been doing this for a long time, but you know something, ladies and gentlemen? I've been voting for a longer time. I served in the United States Navy 4 years before I was old enough by my age to vote. And it was interesting back then, but I appreciate it, and I'm thankful. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening, and hope you enjoyed it. It's been informative. It's been fun. And you really get to meet some great people, some people that are working hard on behalf of all of us in our community. And if you need something to do, good grief, Parks and Rec, I mean, that, can you imagine? There's something for everybody. Thank you for being with me, and if all goes well, I'll see you again next time, and God bless.